Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is Bylines in Blood #1, the debut series from Aneke, Schultz, and Jensen. Art by Aneke, and then lettering by Cardinal Rae. This came out the first week of January. So this is a really interesting series taking place in the future. It's one that, it does what science fiction I think does really well. Is it takes real issues, a lot of themes, and puts layers to it to entertain you, but also to have these discussions. So this is a future that's kind of warped from our own. So we have corrupt politicians. There was a plague that kind of split society. Honestly, reading this, it feels like this is a series that has taken these last few years and built something off of it, and it has something to say about it, and kind of the failure of so many. The big thing about it, so the story follows Satya, who is a former reporter who is now a detective. Her boss gets killed, and she winds up getting hired to go figure out who killed him. She's not the usual detective. Detectives are usually fallen cops and corrupt cops or something like that. She's a reporter, and from what we can tell, she was actually a damn good reporter, one who actually cares about uncovering the truth. Her boss was doing a series of articles and pissed off the mayor, so of course, maybe the mayor did it. There's this weird cult that's going on of people who caught this disease, and also, there's a lot, and the first issue sets up a lot of, who did it. But it also gives us a dig at what the current, or what our current situation is. Satya, I think, represents the attempt to find the truth, and the series, I think, underneath has this theme about truth, about how we as a society no longer want to go find it, and in fact that we as a priority aren't trying to find the truth. We're actually trying to inject our own view of reality, our own perspective of reality, and make it reality whether or not it actually is. We, politicians, police, those in power no longer are out for the good of the people. They are there to hold power, to keep their positions, and in some ways, in some gain off of it. The police no longer are there to actually protect us. The police are there to continue, to keep powers in their positions. The series feels like it's really about corruption, and that these institutions whose roles are to find truth and to help the people aren't doing what they're supposed to. And here we have this fallen reporter turned detective, two positions that I think many people would think negatively of. She's the one actually representing the truth. She's the one that is out there fighting against the injustice and attempting to uncover reality, and the actual reality, not inject her own view of it. And I think that's how she stands out, and the series stands out a lot. We have this reporter turned detective taking on a politician, the police, religion, technology, all these things. It really is, I think, underneath has a message that society is broken, that things aren't going in the right direction, that we've got tech companies who are rewriting reality and injecting what they see as their own, and shaping it. Whether or not it actually is reality is a whole other thing. The other thing I like about it is, it's a future sci-fi story that, the world doesn't feel that far off. It's not crazy technology. It's warped versions of what we have. Instead of maybe cameras on the head, with some people, do, or, always connected to their cell phones, there's the floating cameras. That's that's the strangest thing. But beyond that, it feels like a world that we live in and that we experience. The art is cool, and I think, they're a slight exaggeration of our reality, but the look is also very much a mirror to our world. It doesn't exaggerate. It doesn't make things stand out and seem odd. It's a little twisted. It's a little funhouse take on what we're experiencing, what we're living. And I think the cover says it all. If you really look, these people are wearing masks. They're covering their faces. If this isn't about the current effed up situation that we're in, I wouldn't believe it. I mean, the cover really, to me, says everything. So I think it's a solid debut. If you like detective stories, if you like sci-fi that has a little bit of a deeper meaning, this is a good comic. It's a solid one, and I really want to see where it goes. I think there's tons of potential, and I know the creators have a solid record. So I'm looking forward to it. I think this is the one that's going to be it's going to be really good when it wraps up. Out now in shops, you can go get it. We get a link beneath our video. Put in your zip code to tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links. There'll be affiliate links, so you get a small percentage by doing that, or we get a small percentage by doing that. You'll support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for giving us a review copy. Of course, thank you all for watching. If you're into comics, if you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.